My name is Tanya Wood, and I'm here to say my praises for Dr. Griffin. What led me to Dr. Griffin was I was in a crisis in my marriage, and I was not doing well, and a mutual friend of ours told me to give her a call, so I did. When I came to see Dr. Griffin, I was a puddle. We were in a horrible, horrible state of our marriage, of my life. We had just come from taking care of my mother for 6 years. My husband had been in and out of jobs, and we had our first daughter leave for college. It was just a lot of things going on. And then when we started having our serious problems, he didn't want to be married anymore, and I could not imagine that happening. And she helped me through all of that emotional stuff. She taught me how it's best to work on myself before I can work on the marriage. I think I noticed a shift in my marriage whenever I really learned how to let God handle my husband, that I couldn't change my husband, that I couldn't do anything to make my husband better. And I learned that God had to change him, but more importantly, God had to change me and the way I thought of things, and then turn, that's when things started changing in our marriage. We learned that Jesus is the only way we can have our marriage, that God has got to be the forefront of our marriage, that we can't rely on our emotions for things, and that fighting is for the young. We have learned that more than anything, that we just can't argue too much. It's just, we have been together for too long, and it is worth every second of the fight. So 10 years later, we are almost on our 35th anniversary. We have 4 grown children, 3 which are married. We have 3 granddaughters. My husband and I have learned that we need to pray daily together, at least twice a day. Not as a ritual, but as a connection. We have used a lot of the things that Dr. Griffin taught me about emotional health as kind of a scale on where we are, because I know that if I'm emotional about the things going on in our marriage, that I can't think straight and I can't trust God with it. I wouldn't say we are perfect in our marriage 10 years later, but we are 95% better. We have come through a lot of things. In fact, my husband did not have a job this last year, and somehow we are closer than we were. We have 3 grandchildren, and our oldest granddaughter was misbehaving, and she was talking back to her mother. My husband and I were together, and we were laughing, and thought we were hiding our faces, and we weren't. She was right there with me, and she saw us laughing, and we got in trouble by our daughter. Said, "Stop laughing at her, it's not funny," and all these things. And a few moments later, we just were like, this makes me tear up. We were so thankful we were able to experience that little moment together. I know it was a moment that I wouldn't have been able to experience with him if we had gotten divorced. And it was a sweet moment. And we have so many of those moments with our grandchildren that we look at each other and we say, thank you that we are together. Because it is worth fighting for. It might not feel like it at the time, but it is worth fighting for. Our grandchildren, they view us as one. If they don't see me, they ask for him. If they don't see him, they ask for me. Vice versa, they ask for each other. Like, where's Tosh? Where's Nana? And they know that we are one. And we are so thankful that we fought for that. If anybody is having problems with their marriage, I highly recommend Dr. Griffin. She is personable, she is patient, she is just what I needed, and I can imagine it was what other people would need. She has practical ways, she gives you homework, and she doesn't make you feel bad for what you're going through. It feels amazing to be with my husband and know that the things that we have gone through have made us stronger in our marriage, in ourselves, with our children, with our grandchildren. It feels really great to be in a good space with my husband.